welcome you all. So it's one of our monthly huddle session from the MacAdmins India. So just a few things about MacAdmins. So we'll discuss. So we are a community. We are here from starting from 2009. So our purpose, are you all aware, right? So we have conducted a lot of meetings, and then we want to build a vibrant community for Apple IT professionals here in India, and then to grow each other, to solve, and then to help each other and all the stuffs and all related to Apple community here in India. Uh, if anyone want to join, you can just scan this QR code. If you're not in MacAdmins community, I lost my mouse. So we are in multiple areas. We are in Telegram channel. We are in MacAdmin Slack. We are in LinkedIn. And then, so just scan this. We also have a YouTube page. So just scan this to get all those information. And then if you wish to join us in our Telegram channel, please scan this QR code and then fill in your information. One of our MacAdmins will approve into our Telegram channel. So I just keep this for a few seconds. So this you can take a screenshot or you can just
Yeah.
scan
Sure.
this QR
Sorry to
code.
interrupt. Your
Yeah.
Shams,
screen
launch
share is
the screen
stopped.
share.
Your screen share is stopped. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now it's fine.
yeah. So please scan this code if you wish to join in our community. So I'll just keep it for a few seconds before I jump into our topic. So normally we are going to discuss about what is new. Normally we have multiple agenda in the MacAdmins channel. So we will discuss about something what is new happened in Apple community for last month, and then what are the new OS comes and what are the new tools we have, and then what are the events we have as in. So the major topic we'll have in for today's agenda is mostly we cover what is new happened in WWDC and then what is new in managing the Mac devices. Right. So I'll just jump in before I jump into WWDC updates. So we have 14.5 was released before after our last monthly huddle session. So it has some few features. Now you can manage your beta version using MDM. It can be managed even during automated device enrollment. So previously, suppose if you want to manage, as of now, you want to manage any beta or you want to ask the users to sign in to beta or want to test some beta, you need to sign in. Sorry. So you need to sign in into Apple Seed, and then you need to sign in into your system settings, and then you need to with your either with your Apple Seed account or developer account, and then you ask the user to sign in, and then they need to choose the beta version and you need to install. But it can be managed via MDM. It was announced and it supports from 14.5. We'll see how it works, right? And then now you have a lock screen which shows the switch user option, which will be available when you have network accounts are available. And then as we have seen the last, we also had a couple of sessions on declarative device management. Now it's starting with 14.5. The reliability of the notification was improved. So Apple made few changes, and then the reliability of the notification which you receive for the declarative software updates, which is improved, and then it is more accurate now. And then there are few issues where they reported that the printers or get removed after updating to macOS 14.4 or 14.4.1, and those issues resolved in 14.5. And then there are also few issues which is resolved. That is, there are some users that reported they're getting a prompt to allow for a desktop and document access whenever they have iCloud or Microsoft OneDrive enabled. So even though they approved it, but still they're getting a prompt. Now those issues are fixed in macOS 14.5. And there is also an error with uptime. I think most of the workflows or most of the people are using a command to uptime command to identify how long the device is up and running. So it produces some it's not an accurate information. So those issues also fixed in macOS 14.5. Right. And also one of the most important pieces is managed beta updates. It was introduced in 14.5. So this is how it works. So you have your MDM, Apple School Manager, and Apple Seed. So I think how many of you are using Apple Seed? So if you are using Apple Seed, so we have this available now, and we need to check so I don't have much information on it and how it gets supported. And a lot of MDM platforms, we need to wait and see how it gets supported. But this is how it works. Now you can go and enroll in your Apple Seed and get an unique token, and then those what is it? Get available. Your MDM will get those information from your beta and get those token. And when you start enrolling your machine, automatically you can able to ensure whether you want to have a beta, enroll this machine to a beta or non-beta. You can able to manage. And then also, what is it? You no need to ask the user to sign in. You can automatically assign a token to this particular device. So once it is assigned, so automatically those devices will be enabled to get beta version of macOS. Right. So we need to see how it works in the further, but it just announced, but we don't have a working mechanism yet. At least I don't have a working mechanism yet. We need to see how it goes further, how other MDM like Jammer, Intune, how we're going to support it, what are the workflow we need to do on this. We need to wait and to see. But it is supported. Apple announced it. So no more we need to ask the user to sign in with their beta ID or developer ID. So you can just assign this token, and then you can enable the beta updates on their Mac devices. So what is new in Jam? So we have two versions of Jam, 11.5 and 11.6. I guess there's also 11.6.1 is released. So the major upgrade is the package settings have completely redesigned. So we have now a new layout. I think someone raised a hand. Sorry,
Uh,
I'm not
it's
presenting.
Sundar Sham.
Yeah.
Sham, you're talking about this token, right? That secure token.
Not a secure token. So it is not a secure token, right? So Apple have announced previously, if you want to enable a beta version on a Mac machine, you need to, if it is a public beta, it's fine. But if it is a developer beta or Apple Seed beta, you need to sign in software update, and then you need to choose which beta you need to install. You want to ask your users to sign in, and then they need to choose which beta needs to be installed. But now it is you can able to manage with MDM. You don't need to ask your users to sign in into system settings and software update pane. This can be managed by MDM. So this is how Apple says you want to enroll, and then you will get a token from your Apple Seed, and token will be go to Apple Business Manager, and then using this particular token, your MDM can able to assign those token to your devices, and then you can able to manage the beta, and you can also able to manage restrict which beta you want to install and which beta you don't. Sometimes we have a lot of beta versions like beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta 4, but you want to install only beta 2, don't want to install as a users to install beta 3 or beta 4 even though it is released. So you can do all those restrictions, can you able to all those manage all those beta updates. So it is theoretically announced, but we need to see what are the workflows we need to use, what are the options we need to choose, how to integrate all those stuff. So we need to wait and see how it works. Hope I answered, Sundar. Okay. So 11.5 and 11.6, the package settings have completely redesigned. So previously we have a lot of challenges. Suppose if manually we are using a cloud IDP, and then we want to upload the packages in cloud, and we want to download any packages for testing. So normally we will catch those packages in waiting room, and then we'll be downloading it later. But now you can just go to Jamf, and whatever package you need, you can just select this package and click on download. The packages can be automatically downloaded in your machine. It makes very easy for admins. Suppose you want to analyze how the package is created and what is the content of this package. Now it is made very easy to download those package. And we also now have a custom tailored login message options. It means, so whenever you log into Jamf, you can kind of a notice we can give to an admin who over login, right? Some messages, okay, we can now prompt using Jamf. And then the labs control on GUI. So till now we want to use API to enable, if you want to enable labs, but starting from 11.5, so now you have a GUI control. It is available in user interface. If you go to computer management security, I guess if I'm not wrong, it is you can enable labs in a GUI. So till then we want to use APIs, but now it is more easily. It is available in GUI. You can enable it. And then it is compatible with watchOS. So if anyone wants to manage WatchOS Jam for 11.5, and starting from 11.5, it is compatible, and it also supports FIDO2 authentication. So it means whenever during enrollment, you can support either passkeys or YubiKeys for the multi-factor authentication. So if any organization wants to use it, so it is supported. You can use during the enrollment, you can use passkeys or YubiKeys. And then device compliance for on-premise environment. So if you want to migrate to conditional access to device compliance, previously it was available only on cloud environment. Now it is also available on on-premise environment, so we can migrate. And then one more thing is export the app installer summary data. So if you go to Jamf catalog, and if you want to find, you can export the data. You can export the summary to identify how many machines the particular applications are installed, how many it is pending. You can now export as a data. You can get a report. And Jamf admin is depreciated. So you no more able to use Jamf admin. If you're still using Jamf admin, you want to switch to Jamf sync to upload your packages and manage your packages. And then we have further, if you want to manage printers, there is a different tool called Jamf printers and to manage all those stuff. And then basic authentication using API is now disabled. So if anyone using basic authentication, by default, the checkbox in the password policy in a user accounts is disabled. So if you're still using basic authentication, please switch to token-based authentication on your APIs. And if you still have any old environment, then please go ahead and enable it, and then ensure you are migrating to a token-based authentication. There are few integrations like ServiceNow and then Power BI are still using basic authentication. So if you have any of the integration which is you still using basic authentication, Jamf, I have personally I'm using one of this integration and I've raised a case with Jamf. They replied me back to that they have some workaround, but it is case to case basis. So please raise a case with Jamf and then work on with your Jamf engineers to get those workaround enabled by disabling the basic authentication. So by default, now if you see in Jamf, the basic authentication checkbox will be disabled. So you're no more able to use it. Suppose if you still want to use it, so you need to check those box again. So we'll jump into WWDC updates. So we have a WWDC event happened on June 10th. We have a new version of OS, which is Vision OS, right? So there are a lot of new things announced in Vision OS. Now the major thing is it supports mouse. The mouse support is announced, and you can able to rearrange your home view, and then have a spatial photos, and then you can be able to have ultra wide display if you are using your Mac. But all the stuff is announced on Vision OS. So it's a Vision OS 2. So I think if anyone, I'm not sure if anyone is trying it. And then Apple also announced that Vision Pro was available in further few countries like China, UK, and all the stuff. Audio on hold. So whatever happens, we have some new updates on if you're using AirPod Pro, you can just nod your head. Do you want to attend your call, or you can just nod sideways if you don't want to attend your call, and then you have a new Apple TV screensavers, and then it provide insights. If you're using TV, it will now provide starting with the new version of Apple TV. It provides the insight, and then there are a lot of personalized spatial audio, and then voice isolation comes with the AirPod Pros. Now, if you are using voice isolation, previously, if I'm not wrong, it was only available in AirPods Max. Now it comes to AirPods Pro as well, the voice isolation. WatchOS. So we have other few more updates as well as on WatchOS, new version of WatchOS. Now you can able to have a vitals. So whenever there is any changes on your your blood count or your heart count, it automatically gives a notification. And then when it finds an abnormality, it automatically gives a notification that you have something changed, the vitals. And then there's a double tap API. You can just double tap to have a better control of your watch and all those stuff, right? And it supports live translate, it supports. And then it's also new mode called training load, right? So you can able to set your load, you can able to see how you want to train. You want to train high or low, and then you can set, and then after you training, so it will give you the information about how your workout goes on, and then you can also able to pass your activity rings. You can also able to set your your deadline or whatever you want, how many calories you want to burn. You can able to set it for every day now instead of week or a month. You can able to customize it. So Monday, Tuesday, you have 600 calories, or other days you want to have low calories, or you want to pass your activity ring. It is all available now. And most important, iOS 18, right? So there are a lot of features come up. The most one is you can now hide your apps, lock and hide your apps. It's also supported via MDM. So particular apps you want to hide. So if you want to open those apps, it needed additional authentication like your biometric authentication, Face ID or password to open those application. And then you can able to modify your control center. You can able to modify your home screen customization, change your colors, change your format, whatever you want to do, you can do it. And it also supports RCS, rich chat support, your messaging and all the stuff. It also has those emojis and text effects and all the new stuffs. And then it also have few more updates on Photos app. Uh, and also it supports, I think Apple, I'm not sure, we are here in India, we don't use Apple Pay, but you can able to transfer a money directly from one phone to another phone using Apple Pay with just a tap. And it also supports now messages via satellite. So previously we have emergency calls can be gone via satellite connection, but now the message is also supported via satellite. And one more is you can able to categorize your mail on your iOS 8 based on, say, example, you have now multiple vendors like, so it's like the Zomato. When you click Zomato, all the mails related to Zomato will be available. You can just categorize based on your apps and based on your whatever you want to categorize, you can categorize it. Based on application, all the mails related to Zomato or all the mails related to particular application can be easily categorized and be available in a single place to view. So iPadOS, the biggest thing we have is calculator was now available in iPad, and then we have something math notes. So you can do calculation using math notes, and then again, whatever features you have in iOS, the same features also are applicable to iPadOS. You can able to customize your home screen, your control screen, all the stuff, and now you can able to enable screen sharing in SharePlay, so that you can share your screens whenever you have a call, whenever you have a SharePlay. And then the most important thing is calculator and then math notes. So you can able to do a calculation directly from your notes. Right. So you also have a smart script. So if someone is using your Apple Pencil for writing down or taking notes, your smart script will automatically organize based on your inputs, and based on your handwriting, it automatically organize, and it automatically knows if you modify something, it automatically modifies according to your handwriting. It's not a text device based text. Based on your handwriting, it automatically organize. So the macOS, which is the most important for us, right? So one of the most important feature is iPhone mirroring, which is announced, but it was not yet available in beta 1. It is still, the application is hidden. We need to see how it works, and then we need to see how we need to block it, because in some organization, it also can able to transfer data by just drag and drop on your iPhone screen and on the application screen. It's just a virtual kind of virtual iPhone. So whatever you can able to do in your iPhone, you can able to do it virtually on your Mac. Whatever notification you get, you'll get the same notification on your iPhone. If you want to call someone, if you want to open some apps and you want to do something, you can able to do it without touching your iPhone. And you can also just drag and drop. If you want to drag and drop any files to your iPhone, you can do it. But we also need to see, there are some organization which needs to uh, will not allow this feature, or they might need to restricting of data transfer from directly from Mac devices to iOS devices. We need to see how what are the features Apple restrictions going to give us to block those data transfer at least. And now we have easier window tiling. You can just place your window on any of the corner, it automatically tile. And then now we have a new application called Passwords. So your keychain is now not there in application utilities. It is moved to hidden folder. You have something called Passwords, where all your passwords will be available in this app. So it is kind of a password manager. All your iCloud apps also will be visible. Right. And then again, we have the same feature like text effects. And then Safari got a new more update called highlights in Safari. So whenever you use a machine language and then all the stuff and AI and all the stuff, whenever you open some sites, and all stuff. You have something called in a corner of your something called highlight. When you click on it, it'll just give us a short highlight of what the site content is, right? And then if you go to reader, so you all know, right? Reader page, it'll completely avoid the distraction. It just gives the text of the site, right? And then it also now supports the table of contents in readers, like what topic you want to choose. You can choose it now. And then I'm not sure whether this particular feature will be useful, because we are not mostly will be using Teams and Zoom, and then this feature is already available in all those pan. So now we can able to share only particular window instead of sharing your entire screen, like how we can able to share in Teams or Zoom. You can able to share on a particular window. So now it comes default with Mac. When you have a Zoom call or when you have an FaceTime, now we can able to share only the particular window instead of sharing the entire window. And again, we have math notes. It's also supported in macOS. So these are the major updates we have about the applications and OSs we have got. And one of the major important updates we have in this WWDC is Apple Intelligence. So we have a new AI in market. So we call it as Apple Intelligence. It is available starting only on iPhone 15 Pro as of now, and then all the M1 Mac devices. It is not supported in uh, normal what are the iPhones we have currently, like 13, 14, and 15. It supports only on iPhone 15 and Pro. And then this is not yet available on the beta version. So I just tried and it is still not available. We need to see when Apple is going to enable in all the features. And then on macOS, it will be supported from all the M1 chipsets, starting from M chipset, not be supported on Intel chipsets. So again, it's an AI agent. You can able to generate an emoji. You can able to generate an image. You can able to you can ask the AI to rewrite your mails, visible, and all the stuff the AI does. Now it is available for all the macOS. It is free. You don't need to subscribe anything. It is comes with by default with macOS. So we need to see how it works, and how once we get more and more hands-on, we need to see, because it is limited only with iPhone 15 and Pro one, right? So we need to see whether it is available on Apple 16 and other devices. And then due to DMA, it is not available. I think Apple just announced last night it is not available in Europe region. It will not be available in Europe region, but so we need to see how when they will make available in Europe region, make those changes based on the DMA Act. So it will be available in worldwide, but it will not be available in Europe region. This Apple Intelligence will not be available in Europe region. And then we have another important called PCC, called Private Cloud Compute. So Apple is very keen on privacy. They are known to privacy. So they have introduced AI because a lot of stuff you can able to do it on the device. Your device chipset, your Apple, the A17 or sorry A16 or Mac M1, M2, M3 chipsets can able to handle those intelligence and able to handle those process. But they mentioned there are some times when it required more computing power, it will go to a private cloud. So and then it will use the computing, and then you will get the results from the private cloud. And then they told it is more private, more secure. And then just there are a lot of articles about it. If you have a time, just please go ahead and read about what is private cloud compared to what are the security mechanism Apple have done it to protect. So Apple is claiming that that there won't be any user data stored in this private cloud compute, and then they are using entirely Apple Silicon. And then whatever security mechanism we have in Apple Silicon on macOS. So they mentioned they have server hardware in private cloud, and they also maintain a lot of security features. How the servers are managing, how the servers are getting deployed. So please go ahead and read those articles if you have time. So again, we also need to see, and then they also mentioned that it can be also integrated with ChatGPT, right? So it is you need to decide, as the end users need to decide whether it should go with the Apple Intelligence or they want to go with ChatGPT. And again, there are some organizations they don't want to use ChatGPT. Again, we need to wait and see how Apple is going to allow us the option to restrict the users to use only Apple Intelligence, not to use ChatGPT. It all needs to wait and see what are the options we have on it. But this is something new, right? So we need to get hands-on, but most of us will not have a chance to get a hands-on because it restricts only to 15 Pro. And then it's a good thing it's allowed and it's available in all the M series Mac devices. So we need to see how it once we get a hands-on, and then we'll see how it works and what are the options, what it does. And it is just a new product and it need to evolve a lot. We'll see, wait and see how it further goes, and also see how the private cloud compute does. And then Apple announced this, all the data is on all the methods, the security methods, all the protocols. It is available for the external auditors to audit. And then we need to see how they are going to audit and what are the findings and what are the results. So we'll wait and see how this private cloud computing and Apple Intelligence works. So now the major topic. So what are the new things we have in device management? So what is the profile section is first. Now, if you're not wrong, you have something called in system settings. You have a pan called profiles, where you can able to see all your profiles, like MDM profiles and all of the configuration profiles. Now it is renamed and then it is moved to call it as device management. And now it is moved to a general section. We don't have any profile sections pan anymore. Now it is renamed as device management, similar to your iOS. And profiles renew. These are the command we use to enroll a machine with the DEP, and it no longer requires an admin credentials. And user initiated enrollment from web is no longer supported. It means your user initiated enrollment is no longer supported in macOS 15 using web, but you want to use an account driven enrollment. You want to enable the account driven enrollment, account driven user enrollment, or account driven device enrollment. You need to go.
நான் அப்படியே லைவா பார்த்துருவேன், டவுன்லோட்ஸ் எதுவும் பண்ண மாட்டேன்.
Could you please mute yourself, please? Yeah. So you need to enable account driven enrollment. So the enrollment step is completely different now. You need to go to system settings. You want to go to device management, how you are enrolling your iPhone the same way. Click on device management, click on plus, and you want to sign in with your Apple ID, and then it automatically works. Your web enrollment, just using your JAMF or any other Intune/enroll, it no longer works in macOS 15. You want to use a different method for user initiated enrollment, like account driven enrollment. And passkeys and hardware security keys support during enrollment. You can use passkeys or you can use YubiKeys during your enrollment. And Mac computer using a private Wi-Fi address can be disabled. They announced a new key called disable Mac randomization key. So using this key, you can now disable using a multiple Mac address stuff. And then allow media sharing restriction can prevent users from enabling media sharing executables. Whenever you want to share any media, like you have multiple APIs and multiple apps, that you can able to restrict now. So what is new on macOS 15 software update? So this is something new. It is entirely they're moving to declarative device management. So now we have two different. If you're using macOS 15, you need to have two different configuration profiles. So what are the configuration profiles? What are the restrictions to defer the major updates and minor updates? It will not be supported in macOS 15. So we need to have two different configurations for our legacy. It means macOS 14 and older, and then a different configuration for macOS 15 and later. Again, they are completely moving the macOS 15 to a declarative device management. Right, you need to have a completely new software update configuration. So we have new keys, we have new methods and all the stuff to manage Apple updates. So you have a lot of, and also you can able to control your notification behavior with the starting from macOS 15. Whenever you're using a declarative device management, we can able to see the notification. That notification can be controlled using software update settings, and then we can also manage the beta updates as we discussed earlier. So as per my understanding, we need to have two different configuration profiles for managing software updates for macOS 14 and later, and macOS 15 and above going forward. So what is new on Safari? So now we can able to manage, like similarly how we can able to manage in other browsers like Edge and Chrome, what extension we can able to allow, what extension we can install, and what extension we can block. So, and that is allowed in Safari now. Similar, I think we are doing it for the longer time for Chrome and Firefox. You can able to configure the plist file to allow extensions, which extensions you want to install by default, which extension you want to block. So the same thing comes to Safari as well. And disk management, I think we have those keys, but it was depreciated. But now again, we got a new key starting from macOS 15. You can able to restrict connecting of external or network storage, your external hard disk, USBs, or network shared drives, all other stuff. Right, you can able to restrict it, either you can allow, disallow, or you can use only read only. So now we had this key previously, but it was depreciated. Now Apple introducing it allow, but in the meanwhile we are using a lot of security softwares to restrict it. But now we don't. If you are using some security softwares to restrict only to manage this, now from starting from macOS 15, you don't need to use it. So you can just enable these keys, and then you can able to block connecting your storage devices, either read only or allow, or completely blocking from mounting. And service configuration. So it is something new. So till now we are using policies to deploy launch D and launch agents, but Apple announced starting from macOS 15, you can able to do it via MDM. Your launch D configuration files and other files, you can able to do it via MDM. We need to see how it works and how we can able to do it. So we need to wait and we need to see. And then they told it will get stored in your secure and tamper resistant so that user won't be able to modify it. And then we have new features on platform SSO. I think if you guys have read the MacAdmins news, which Armin, so there is a page which shows sorry, so how they configured the platform SSO and then how the GUI is redesigned in macOS 15. Please have a look on it and then start. And in macOS 15, the platform SSO now can able to unlock File Vault, and then you can able to use the login policies in File Vault, login window on lock screen, and then you can use a lot of security options. And then the complete GUI is changed. The registration, all the complete GUI is changed. It's more user friendly. And starting with macOS 15, we have a complete page, an Intune admin who have configured and he have created a blog. So it is available in MacAdmins news channel. So when what is it? Please subscribe it and then just have a view on it. So you will get to know what are the changes happened in platform single sign-on. Right, and also new on macOS virtual device. Now you can able to sign in into iCloud on macOS virtual devices. It means if you are installing any macOS on VM, now you can able to sign in into iCloud. And then now it also supports erase all contents and settings starting from macOS 15. So if you have any VM previously, we need to completely erase the VM and we'll recreate it. But now your erase all content and settings is also supported on your virtual machines. So it will be very helpful when you're testing something. So we can just erase and previous till now. So now I'll be using a lot of VM for testing my policies and package distribution and all the stuff. So I need to erase the VM and then recreate it and then re-enroll it, all the stuff. It will take a lot of time to erase and create 20-25 minutes to completely install the OS again. I need to configure, but just erase and all content support of virtual machine. It will give us a lot of time. We can just go there and click on erase. Your VM is erased and we can recreate it. You can relog in. You don't need to recreate your VM. So just relog in and you can just use your stuff. It saves a lot of times. And then what is new on macOS security? If anyone using any extension attributes to check whether the firewall is enabled, and if you're reading this plist file to check whether the firewall is enabled, please, it's time to change your workflow. So there is a plist file called com.apple.alf.plist, which stores all your firewall related information. Now this plist is no longer there in macOS 15. So it is removed. So there are a lot of scripts, extension attributes we have till now, which reads those information in this particular plist file to check whether the firewall is enabled or not. If anyone of you are using it, please go ahead and check it and change it. And then accordingly, whatever MDM you have, change it accordingly. And then a third-party app or launch agent that works, you will get this prompt. All the application, most of the application in macOS 15. So what is it? If it means the application is trying to access other devices in your local network, it's trying to find other devices on your local network. So you will get this prompt. I'm starting with macOS 15, and then we have something called sandboxing. I think this is one of the security mechanisms where we have containers which stores only data for the particular app. And then if there is multiple apps want to share a data, it will be stored in group containers. Now this group containers is moved to SIP. It means it's protected by SIP. It means we won't able to modify any content on this particular folder. Library group containers, this folder is enabled with zip. It means you won't able to modify even though you are a root. And then DSCL and DS import prompts, it will trigger a prompts when attempting to change the home directory of use. Previously, it won't, when you're using this command to change the home directory, you won't get any prompt, but starting with macOS 15, you will get a prompt and you need to approve it. And sudo command in macOS 15 by default will not have logging enable. If you want to enable, you need to enable it manually. There is a way. So you can just see an article in Appleseed, what is new in device Mac IT. So you can just a PDF file. It also shows how to enable it if you want to enable it. And what is new on Kerberos SSO? We have new keys, allow password, allow smart card. You can able to switch if you want to use your smart card or use your password. Now we can able to switch it accordingly in Kerberos. And then we also have something called smart card mode. If you want to start your Kerberos SSO instead of password, you want to start with smart card, you can able to do it now with Kerberos SSO. And enhancements in ABM. So this is one of the major stuff we will reach a lot of time to Apple to turn off the activation lock. We'll be providing what is it, a PO number or the bill or something that belongs to organization. Whenever a device forgets to turn off the activation lock, we'll be raising a case with Apple to disable it. But now it comes with ABM. So if the device is owned by organization, you can, if you want to turn off the activation lock, you can able to do it from directly from the Apple Business Manager. So select your device and click on it, click on the three dots and can turn off the activation lock, even though if it is enabled before you're enrolling to MDM. Suppose if the user is using his device and enable the activation lock. After that, he enrolled in MDM, even though you can able to turn off the activation lock if the device is available in your ABM. And then now your Apple Vision Pro is also available in ABM. So it is visible in ABM, and your Apple Watch is also available in ABM. If you're directly getting it from Apple now, it supports automated device enrollment. Your Apple Vision Pro also supports automated device enrollment in Vision version 1. So we don't have an automated device enrollment. We want to use only account-driven enrollment. But starting with Vision OS 2, it supports Apple automated device enrollment, DP enrollment, and this you can also. Your Apple Vision Pro and Apple Watch series will be now appearing in your Apple BEM, Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. And one more important stuff is, domain captures and account transition. So Apple have made it very simple to manage Apple IDs. So till now, if you are using a managed, I'm not sure how many of you are using managed Apple ID. So when we have an ABM, suppose example, if you're not using Apple managed Apple ID, there are a lot of people, a lot of users might have created an Apple ID on your company domain, say example, betterbag.com, right? So it is an organization, and then now the people in betterbag.com want to use a managed Apple ID. There are a lot of people previously created xyz.betterbag at betterbag.com as an Apple ID, and they were still using it, right? So still now what going to happen is you want to integrate your ABM with IDP. It means integrate with your Azure or other identity providers, and then only can able to capture your Apple IDs, and then you can ask them to change it. But now you don't need to, you need to administrator just need to verify their domains. And once the domain is verified, so all the Apple IDs you can start able to capture, and whatever Apple IDs in this domain, so it automatically convert to a managed Apple ID. Previously, you need to integrate your IDP to do this to capture Apple IDs in your domain, but now you need to just verify it, and then you no need to integrate. It is not needed to integrate with IDP to capture those Apple IDs. So that's what. And then we also have few enhancement on transition. Suppose you want to transit from personal Apple ID to managed Apple ID. So what happens is user will get a notification that you are using betterbag.com as it is an organization. It's a different verified domain you're using as a personal Apple ID. They will get a certain time, like 30 days, to convert to a different Apple ID. So till now, what happened is when they converted from personal Apple ID, suppose I'm using XYZ at betterbag.com, and then I get a notification that my particular Apple ID is no more personal Apple ID. It needs to be moved to managed Apple ID, and then I need to change my Apple ID. So now what happened? All the data associated with my personal Apple ID is lost. Either once I change to XYZ at betterback.com once it automatically changed to personal Apple ID, all the data associated with the previous Apple ID is moved to personal Apple ID. So now you have an option. Once you convert the data, if you're converting to managed Apple ID, all the data associated with IDs also get converted. The example, if I might be using those Apple ID for my work, I have purchased some apps or purchased some information stored in iCloud. So once I'm converting to a personal managed Apple ID, all my data also will get converted. But previously, it won't get converted to once you're converting, all your data associated with a particular Apple ID is lost. But now, once you're converting your personal Apple ID to managed Apple ID, you can also carry on your data associated with this Apple ID. So you can just use the same Apple ID and same data. And then if you don't want to convert, you need to automatically after 30 days, your account will be changed. Your Apple ID will be changed, something like Elisa at betterback.appleaccount.com, and then your original domain name, which is free to use as a managed Apple ID, and then your data will be moved only to a personal Apple ID. So just simple. Previously, when you're converting from personal Apple ID to managed Apple ID, all the data associated with the Apple IDs will not get transisted, but now it is getting transisted. So your data will not get lost when you're moving from personal to managed Apple ID. So that's all the updates we have. And then the coming up events we have a PSU MacAdmins conference from July 9 to 12th. And then we also have a Mac OS developer Mac DYV or conference developer conference. I think if I'm not wrong, I'll just send you a YouTube link. It is they just streamed it live a couple of days before, I guess. So it is good. So it is already completed. So it's available in YouTube. So macOS D, I just send you a link after this, or I just try to ping this link of the event which is completed 2 days before. So have a time, just have a look on it. So that's all the updates we have with WWDC, and then what is new we have in macOS device management. So the floor is open to all now. So any question you want to discuss anything, floor is open to all of you.
Sham, a quick question.
Yes.
The keychain is getting moved on to the passwords, right? So the command line still is same. Have you got a chance to look at it?
No, I didn't get a chance to check on it. We need to see how it works. But keychain application is not getting removed. It is still there.
Oh, okay.
The keychain application is not getting removed. It is still there, but I think it won't be available in utilities. I think we have something called core application, a different folder. I think they moved to a different path now, the keychains. But keychain applications are not removed. It is still there. So I guess whatever command lines you can able to use, it will be still you can able to use it. But if you're going to GUI and try to open an application utilities and trying to open keychain, the keychain will not be there. It is moved to a different location.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lakshman, you raised your hand. You have any questions?
Yeah, yes, Shyam. You said like after Mac OS 15 and above, you don't have any option to enroll machine into using user-generated enrollment. So, what is the other option to enroll, like apart from
Account-driven enrollment, and account user-driven enrollment.
Can you elaborate that how we can do that? Because in my
yeah,
organization,
you need to go to system settings. You need to go to device management, and there you have option called sign in.
Okay.
So there you want to sign in with your organization ID. Then it will download an MDM profile. It will get installed.
Okay, that user has to do, or
yeah, user has to do. User has to do, because User initiated normally, if see, we have two different enrollment. One is automated device enrollment, another one is user initiated enrollment. So normally what we will do, we will just suppose if you're using JAMF, we will just enter our JAMF URL and give /enroll, and then we will log in. It will download an MDM profile, we'll install it. Am I right?
Correct, you're right. But now you
But
said like
now
you
on
are
starting from macOS 15, it is you won't be able to do it. Right. So previously you have, what is it? You can give a package, you can download a package and you can install it. That is blocked. That is depreciated. We have something called JAMF Recon. So you can use old, I think for old, we have something called JAMF Recon. You can enroll a machine that is also depreciated now. So it is more and more of privacy. Previously, if you want to enroll something, you can able to enroll a device without the user notification. So now then they have something called user approved MDM. Even if you do that, user need to go and approve the MDM, then only it will come. Now it is enhanced to called device account driven enrollment. It means user need to open system settings, go to device management and click on sign in, and they need to log in with their same username, your email ID and password. Then it will start enrolling your machine. This is how your user initiated enrollment will be there going forward. So there are two ways. You need to enable the account driven enrollment for the MDM which you are using, right? So it is the process is available if you are using JAMF. I'm not sure about other MDMs because I'm using JAMF. There is a document available in JAMF Learning Hub how to enable the account driven enrollment. It is not just enable only in JAMF. You need to have a dedicated web server, a different web server, and you want to make some changes in the root configuration. You want to add some configuration files in the web server so that it will get linked between your Apple and MDM and Apple and MDM. So it is not just go ahead and enabling in JAMF, enabling account driven enrollment will not work. So we want to do a background configuration. We need to have a web server with FQ2N fully verified domain name, and then you need to enable it. So just if you are using user initiated enrollment, then please go and have a look on it, how to enable account driven enrollment and how to use it. But starting from macOS 15, if you won't be able to use your URL to enroll, you need to go to a device management and you want to enroll. So your account driven enrollment, there are two options. One is you can enable as user initiated enrollment. Another one is you can also use as an automated. It means automatically it will become a supervised device. So there are two options: account driven enrollment and account user driven enrollment. So just have a look on it.
okay. Thank you, Sham. And I have another question. Like, if any configuration or setting we need to change, like so far we are doing on policy window. But you said like going forward will be enabled from the configuration manager. What is it?
No. See, Apple have announced that starting from macOS 15, if you want to enable, if you want to deploy any launch demands, right? So normally we are creating a plist file and we are doing it. They said it can be deployed via MDM, not all, right? So your configuration files, your launch demands, launch D files, it can be deployed via MDM, but we need to see what are the options the MDM providers are going to allow us to do that.
Okay, sure. Got it. Thank you.
So there are a lot of new features we have. Like as I said, we have Apple Intelligence and we have iPhone mirroring. But when it comes to enterprise, there are a lot of restrictions we have, and we need to see how we can able to enable the restrictions. Say example, iPhone mirroring is a good option. It's an example of continuity, right? It's an enhancement of your continuity, but you can also able to transfer your data, just drag and drop from your Mac to your iPhone. But lot of organization doesn't want to do that. They want to restrict it. But we need to see what are the options Apple is going to give us to restrict it, or we might want to completely disable Apple iPhone mirroring, or we have option to disable certain features by enabling iPhone mirroring, but can disable only the data transfer in iPhone mirroring. We need to wait and see how the stuff works, because we don't have, as of now, we don't have any tools or any options, even in MDM or Apple even announced about it, how to disable it, or how to disable at least a data transfer between iPhone and MDM, because that is the one thing a lot of organization doesn't want to do that. Just, yeah, it is good feature. You can get your iPhone and everything on your screen. You don't need to touch it, but The disadvantage is you can also transfer a data between your Mac and iPhone. Just drag and drop, you can able to transfer, but we need to see how we can able to disable it. It'll boom for some organization like media, and some they just can transfer a data from your iPhone to Mac, but some organization they don't want to allow it. So it depends on your organization, your client, what you're working in, and we need to see what options we have to disable it. So the floor is open. Anyone want to discuss anything or any questions, or you want to share something? So we can do it now.
Sham, for right now, for USB, it's been kind of depreciated, right? So
Hmm.
in macOS 15, we'll get only read-only. We can restrict for only read-only
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah. So I think if I'm not wrong, so previously we have a key to allow, if you go and see if you're using JAMF, there will be a payload called restriction, and then you can able to check whether you want to disable your mounting
Yeah.
your external device or network storage or allow only read only. But the particular key was depreciated. But again, Apple is enabling it those keys. Uh, Starting with work only for macOS 15 and above. It will not work on macOS 14 because it is available only on macOS 15 above, or we need to see how it works on macOS 14. And we also need to see what are the options we have in MDM to how to disable it, whether it will be same in restrictions payload or it's going to be available. So we need to wait and see for maybe for JAMF, what is the next version of JAMF coming in, and what are the new features JAMF is going to release it, or Intune or Kadanji, whatever. So because it was just announced. Now it will take some time for the MDM to adapt it and release it slowly when the macOS and iOS are available for public at end of September or October.
Yeah, sure,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, even though I mean in Jamf it was showing as deprecated, but we were able to block them using the plister because we were using in an environment. And yeah, by creating a custom plist file, we can still block USB access and SD card reader access. That is still working.
Great.
Like, Hari, are you using a plist file? Is it?
Yes, correct.
Shan, just a sideline here.
Yeah.
Have you tried Jamf Connect's temporary user access elevation?
Yes.
So, how do you find it based on your experience?
Yeah, it is working fine. So I just enable the basic version just to enable and disable it, but not the future. So in Jamfnet you have a lot of other options, like you can ask for reasons why are users enabling it, and then you can able to set a deadline, how long, how many times they want to enable it. So those are the features I didn't tested it, I just tested only the basic functionality to check whether users can enable it and get the admin rights temporarily, but it works absolutely fine.
You guys want to kind of see that? I can show you that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I started trying it last night. I just wanted to see if we have any further more insights on it. It's a very good thing because a lot of organizations are using an app called admin by request, and it is cost. It is a cost thing, right? So when it comes to cost efficiency, this could be one of the alternatives if security team approves. Now, the major thing which I am looking for is, you see the admin by request, it asks for a reason and it uploads it to a
Yeah.
database, right, for review. Now, can we have the same thing in Jamf?
Yeah.
Is it
Jamf
configured in
Connect
that?
also does the same thing.
Okay. So Shyam, I'm not sure why I'm not able to present my screen. You may want to make me a presenter.
Yeah, I think you are an attendee as at the moment, Kavan.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it now, come on.
Yeah, sure. I can do it now. Trying if I can share just window. Okay. You guys can see it, or you can see
Yeah.
standard
Yeah,
user
we can.
versus admin user. Right?
Yes, yes,
So
we can see.
I'll not go through the entire keynote. Rather, I'll just kind of consider the only slide that we really want to focus. Looking at the time right now, so we always have debated, like as a Mac admin, debated between standard user and administrator user. Whether we provide standard user, which is I know would be the most use cases or most company following right now, where we know with this approach there are a couple of known issues that the IT help desk, they need to be reached out by the end users for small tasks, like okay, I want to install an application which is not in self service. There is a driver updated for one particular camera which I'm using. Maybe I want to add my home printers. So this ideally stops both productivity for the IT as well as the user who is probably not having the right tools at one of them. And the most important community that we see is the developer in each and every organization, because whenever they want to upgrade or do the render of Xcode project or maybe Android Developer Studio project, it asks for admin rights. And now, without having that, it ideally puts them in a state that, okay, I need to have the admin right all the time, or maybe they'll need to reach out to IT every time they are doing the project, or maybe they have a temporary elevation which is coming from PAM solution, which you just talked about a few seconds back. The other approach that we see is the administrator user, while we know that certain times developer team will be given all full admin rights, and that is a risk of giving this. At time, what happens? I'm using Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code updates couple of plugins every 1 or 2 days. Now I have a habit of, okay, if I'm an administrator, I may have my biometrics on. I may enter my password whenever I see an update prompt. What if there was a persistent attack on my device, which is running with Microsoft Visual Studio Code or maybe any other application, and it is trying to install an application, and it can be a very much easy miss by the administrator, that they may miss noticing what it is asking for, and they may just update it, and that's where the malware can land on that particular device. So how do we do the balance that we want to do for the standard user versus admin user? What are the tools which are available so far? So we know there is a SAP's script for elevating the user through self-service script, which again works fine, but you will need to do a lot of work. Plus, there is no easy way of controlling that. And at times, what happens that the admin forget about removing that script, so the users can do it as many times as they want. So it is as good as having all users admin rights. The another approach is having a PAM solution, which comes at a cost. Like, okay, there would be a privilege access control which they will need to follow. Now we know that, okay, if you're already using Jamf Connect, you have something which is already there with macOS login based on your, let's say you're using Microsoft Entra or Google or even Okta. Based on the group that you are in, that identity provider, you can have standard right or admin right based on that, which is called as the role-based access control, RBAC. Okay. What about once the user is logged in? Now you had it by mistake and now you want to change it, you can't do that. So that is a big question. Also, at times, what happens, the user would get change internally from one department to another department, and at times the user mapping happens, but the roles for the user stays as it is. For Microsoft, we know when the device completely logs in one more time, it automatically try to fetch the privilege elevation understanding or the role-based access control from Jamf Connect. But what if you have other identity provider? So how can we have a single pane of solution that we probably can get working for you? So that's where we have something which is called as Jamf Privilege Elevation Access. I know a couple of you have already seen that, but for others, I'm just replaying 1 minute video. So we are trying to add printer here, which is asking for elevation access or admin access. Now I got a new printer at my home. I am setting it up at midnight. Now I'll need to wait till next day to get admin right from my IT. Ideally, it is not a good user experience that we would provide to our end users. So that's where we have something which you can directly see here, that in Jamp Connect we had an option called as request admin privilege, which is now added, and it will give me a prompt that okay, you're going to get admin right for 7 minutes. Select the reason you are accessing the admin right. You can have your own customized rule that you want to set, and the moment they select that, the account will be converted to a local administrator. No matter what group they were in, we can set the rules as per your requirement. Now, the user as administrator can just add the printer. The user can go back to Jam Connect and end the administrator right, or end the privilege access. So the admin privilege will be ended by the user. So here the user is being cautious what they are doing. So we know all the users who are using Mac, they would probably need the freedom as well as flexibility using macOS device. And at times, administrator right is one of those cases that you would also want to help them do that. So now, configuring this is the real question that was asked today. So I'll just talk about it. So what all type of things that you can configure? So you can configure this from both the web portal as well as Jam Connect configuration. So I'm just showing you the window of Jam Connect configuration, where you can see option of enabling the temporary user promotion with the promotion timer, the duration that you want to set, how many times you want to limit it in a month, whether you want to verify it with the identity provider one more time, so that someone else on your device is not elevating it as a administrator and installing it. You want to have your own custom reasons that okay, your IT is always getting tickets for 5 different tasks for administrator, right? You can even add that. And you want to provide different roles for different department or different uh, identity group, even you can do that. So you can get as low as 1 minute for the elevation promotion. So 1 minute is a pretty nice time which you can set. Okay, within 1 minute they need to do that task, so that you can ensure that it is not being misused. You can have the promotion limit as many times as you want, but you can limit it to whatever time that you want to set. Now you can ask the user to authenticate using IDP, so that no one else is misusing that. Now, this is also going to be enabled for IT admin. So let's say you don't want to enable this for all users, or your company is only providing you a way that, okay, I don't want the user to have this feature, but I want my IT to enable it for them. We can even get that happening for the IT as well. So how we can do that? The IT can just create a Gempro policy and can add the commands which are listed here. So for elevating the user as a administrator, you can write down this command, which is available on the learn.gem.com page. So you can just add the execute command and paste the command which is there. And it will if there is a flag of elevate, it will elevate. If there is a flag of demote, it will demote it. So this is something nice that you can think of. If we look at the security aspect of this, okay, what it is bringing to your device's security. Number one, you can get the entire your a fold of RBAC or role-based access control. So a user requests the right to install device driver from the help desk. We just add them for a day and then remove them completely. So you can get the role-based access the way you want. You can grant different timing to different groups. So let's say developer would get it for 5 minutes, standard users would get it for 1 minute. You have the choice that you want to do by yourself, and prevent the user with invalid credential from elevating the permission. So this is really nice. So when they want to become administrator, it will re-verify with the identity provider, and if it is the right credential, only then it will be approved. Not only that, you can even use this in conjunction of unified logging. So you want to collect the log, okay, when the user was promoted or demoted, that information can be captured using XAMPP Protect and your SIM tool. So you can use this to commands for getting the unified logging of that particular device, jam connect privilege elevation entries, and that can be sent to jam protect as well. So here you can see that, okay, the elevation block for users roles are not listed in user promotion. Then elevation duration specified by group for so many minutes. So based on that, so I have removed the kind of plist values, real values from here, but this are the real time how you will get the unified logging answers. So that's for both your jam connect as well as how the administrator can do it from backend. Okay. Hope I covered. I know I went too fast, but hope it was helpful for you.
So,
Thank
Kavan,
you.
just I have one query here. So, you are telling that in case if you want to capture logs, we can do it by Java.
Protect. Even kind of you can do it manually as well, or if you have any security tool which is supporting SIEM or unified logging,
It
we
got
can
disconnected.
just
Yeah.
help you with the unified logging there.
Okay. Okay. I mean, can we do something from Jump also, or we don't have any such option in
So
case
this
we want to capture?
Yeah, yes. So you by default get entire log would be there on the device. You can try to collect the log, uh, send it to your attachment. Like you can have a
Oh, yeah,
policy
as an
which
attachment.
is
Mhm.
trying to capture the system log, or you will define this particular log and upload it to Jampro. So it's up to you how you want to configure that. Okay. Any other question?
Okay.
Thank you, Kavan. It's a short and great slides and great information for us.
Problem at all?
Anyone have any questions? Or anyone have any other questions? Or anything you want to share? Or anything you want to discuss? Someone asked in a chat which VM tool. Okay, I'm using a tool called UTM for installing virtual Mac OS. You can download a .ipw file for whatever Mac version you need, and then you can just add those ipw file, and then it will get installed.
Can we enroll that into JAMA?
Yeah, you can, but we are user-initiated enrollment, not via automated enrollment. But if I'm not wrong, previously, I think I have used VMware, we can able to modify the serial numbers, and then you can also if you're using VM, it also can able to do it automated enrollment. But starting from M series chipsets, we won't able to modify that. So we need to use only those user-initiated enrollment.
Yeah, I think it is something related to Apple's virtual machines policies, which or virtual desktop policies, which came after the Apple Silicon policies.
Kavan, can you please upload this presentation in the MacAdmins portal?
So
channel?
this is still under review for one of the event that I want to do. So as soon as it does, I'll definitely upload. Or maybe if you want it one-on-one, I can get you as a PDF. So it's for a review right now.
Yeah, sure. Because we are implementing the same in my organization, so it will be helpful for me.
So maybe you can drop me a message or uh, the Slack in the MacAdmins. I'll get you the information for sure.
Yeah, okay.
So I pinged in the chat. So this is a site you can get all those IPSCW files. You can just download it and use those tool UTM, and then just map it. You can install the virtual Mac OS. So you have those UTM. I'll also ping the link to download. Sorry, not this one.
Yeah, please don't download it from App Store. App Store will
Yeah.
ask you to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Web
just
is
go
free.
to their website. Yeah.
Yeah, it's open source, right? We can directly download from their UTM website.
Yeah. Thanks. So guys, any of you have already registered for JNUC happening this year?
Yes.
Super, super. So we are expecting good product updates this year again. So please do register for that if you haven't yet.
Do you mean the virtual JNUC or the actual JNUC?
Both. Yeah. So if you can attend in person, like that's well and good, great. If you cannot, then the virtual one at least.
Pawan, can you share the link if you have it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if you guys have no other questions, another topic to discuss, then we can wind up.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Sumit.
Hey,
Hey,
Sumit.
hey, hi. I have only one thing. So, Kavan, we have migrated successfully from Workspace ONE to Jamf, right? So, yeah, one thing I have a question is like, how do we? I need a help on auto PKG and Jamf uploader. So, anyone
Okay.
from our group can help me, or you, Kavan?
So I have stopped using auto PKG for last 4 years, to be very honest. But
Mhm.
the similar thing you can do from the app catalog if you're not using it. So what is the app missing in the app catalog? Have you checked that out?
App catalog. See, the app catalog, we can do that, but we want to customize from our end all those applications, right?
Okay.
The app catalogs, we will get the default settings and default script, whatever will be built, right? That will only we
Hmm.
get it. But we need something from our end to do.
Okay. Uh, I can kind of suggest you one thing. So you will just customize the seeding of the package, or also you will have your package every time you will be doing yourself.
No, I need to see that those file package as well,
Okay.
and if security wants to see that as well, I can present them because
Okay.
we want to cross verify each and everything with the security before rolling out to dev group itself, right? So to dev
Okay.
group, then testers, and then production last term.
Okay.
So yeah.
So again, like I know AutoPKG is a great tool that you can configure. I have lost the touch with that for last 4 years, but uh, for doing it manually, you may just try out this one. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I'm.
So in the patch management, just get your package downloaded by yourself first. Also, this is how I would do if I were you. So let's
Mm-hmm,
say I am going to Microsoft New. I'm just selecting a random package here,
mm-hmm,
or maybe this was the Mac app. Let me select Jamf app catalog
yeah.
and selecting, let's say, one password. So I'm just
Mm-hmm,
adding it.
mm-hmm.
So uh, the moment you add it, you will get the entire information, okay, where the media is coming from. So this
Right.
is, you just can click on that and you can download the package. Now, my this package is one password package is getting
All right.
downloaded. So this is, don't scope this one, the Mac app. So
Right.
let the package download first. So the package will get downloaded. I'll modify it the way I want. So let's say I'm modifying this for my own need here. Yeah. So we're just saying it. Yeah. So this package is okay. I am not sharing my entire screen. So let me do that. Okay. You can see the entire screen, right? So this file is
Yeah.
downloaded. Yeah. So now this file I want to modify. I just made packaging, added pre-install, post-install, or pre-flight, post-flight scripts.
Correct.
Then I'll go to patch management rather using that one, and we'll just add the one password. So let's say what version was this one? So this was version 8. So we'll just use, let's say, should be there. Okay, I think I have already added it. Yeah, so one password. So one password 8 is already here. So here you will select your definition that, okay, I have manually selected whatever package that you have selected, and then just tag it and create the patch policy so that you don't need to depend on any other thing there. So
Okay.
I myself have stopped using auto PKG when the patch management was released in 2020.
Okay.
Okay. So this will save you a lot of other integration, because any which ways you will know the file by yourself. So I always go here and get the right package source, because this is doing the package source so nicely, the way I just showed you. So you go to
Right.
that particular application and configure it. It will give you the information of that. So it's really nice. So just select the new
Okay.
application, app catalog, and select the application that you want. Let's say we want, uh, let's say, box drive. The moment you are into that, it will give you the most updated seeding channel for them.
Uh,
So from here, download it. Now
right.
you paste it, package it, and upload it through patch management.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe you
I'll
can
see.
try this. But if
I'll
I
definitely.
find the auto packager session, or the instruction, the newly said instruction, we'll definitely share with you.
I saw that somewhere actually. It's a Jamp uploader with auto PKG. I also gone through that couple of sessions, but I didn't understand much.
Uh, yeah, maybe if someone wants to check in the group, if someone has already done, in the next huddle that we have, maybe we can invite that person to present and show how they have configured it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the one thing actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can keep this as one of the topic for next session. So Shyam, maybe
Yeah,
worth noting that next time,
sure.
let's take
Yeah,
a poll if someone has already done. Let's say if there are 4 or 5 guys who have done that, we can ask them to group once and create the content for the next meeting.
yeah, sure.
Someone from our group has done it, or Kavan at your end, someone from your colleague, or
I will check on my end. If I know someone directly from India Mac admin community, I'll just invite him or her.
cool, cool. Then
Okay,
that will really helpful actually. Yeah.
super. Okay, back to you, Shyam.
Yeah,
So, hi Sham, Ashay here.
yeah, sure.
Got a question to you guys. I mean to Kavan as well since he's here. I just joined a little late here. I missed a couple of things, but I seen the JAMF Connect privileged access management control. I got a question on that. So since we have this new feature, I think since mid-March, I guess this has been introduced. We have few customers who are already using a separate product to manage this privilege controls. So would it be like a good suggestion for us to make them a change of that product to this, where this can help, reducing a cost as well? And there's some customers we use some methods to enable this, admin access, which is purely on the scripting basis, with 20 minutes or 15 minutes. I think JAMF Connect, if I mean, they are currently not using JAMF Connect. So how is the cost factor here by adding this new feature, PAM, with the Connect? Is it increasing the product cost as well,
No,
or
no.
is it
This is
still
by default part of the package only. It is not at all adding any new value to Jam Connect price. So
okay?
Jam Connect with ZTNA, the macOS login, privilege elevation, everything will be just part of one pricing. So it will not add any additional price.
Oh, okay, that's great. Then I think that's a good one. So transitioning from any other product which customer is using to control this, admin related access or PAN controls. So would it be a good suggestion to them to have this tool?
Yeah, absolutely. And it will
Being,
be easy transition as well because if they're having any existing set of tool, they would be having scoping or grouping already done. That okay, this user should have
yeah,
admin right.
yeah,
This user should have an only admin right for particular time. Okay. One thing to be very honest, which Jam Connect privilege elevation is not doing is controlling what the user as administrator can do. So that let's say if I'm a user, I can only use it for installing an application. No,
okay,
but if let's say a privilege elevation is given for 5 minutes, the user can install everything that he wants to do in like that 5 minutes, as well as he can run or uninstall through terminal as well. So the sudo command would also work for them. So there is no control of what things that we can kind of allow the user to do in that 5 minutes. But again, imagine all users all time admin versus users only using it cautiously. That's how I would look at it. So
okay,
even with the privilege access management as well, we have seen the user will select a wrong option and they will do something else.
yeah.
So we don't have the control on the system level. Okay, if the user has selected Xcode project, we are only allowing it for Xcode. Every other permissions we are not allowing it. We are not doing it yet. It will be kind of part of the future roadmap.
Okay, okay. Is there a control
Just
where we
adding to
capture the logs as well for this
The
tool when
logs are captured. The logs are captured on the device. You can get the log kind of streamlined to or kind of stream to your uh, kind of existing security tool like Jam Protect or your SIEM tools, or even you can collect the log manually to Jam Pro from a kind of attachment API script.
Okay. No, I mean, the when they select, okay, next 5 minutes gonna have a complete admin access on the device. So on that period, whatever the activities has been carried out, does that captures
You,
on the Jammer?
yeah.
Okay.
So unified logging can help you capture all the
Uh,
activity during that time.
okay. Uh, yeah, I think that will help. Let me just see that tool and see how we can
Yeah,
propose it. And I got another
one thing.
question. Sorry, I think Sumit has something, I think, for this.
Go ahead, Asha. Sorry, actually, go ahead.
Uh, um, Come on with the JAMF catalog where we have Adobe almost all the products right now. And at the same time, Adobe Creative Cloud does also give the similar kind of access to people who has the license and go and update. So we have something like a very unique requirement from the customer where they doesn't want to utilize Adobe CC for some reasons, where they want to keep things in a very consistent manner with the patching. They don't want the customers to go and do it whenever they want to do it, or they keep not updating sometimes. So they want to use Adobe RUM. It's something like a remote update manager. It's a tool. It's a binary file which we
yeah.
implement and we run the command, and it looks for the apps on the machine and then it updates. But what we thought is that needs some kind of a scripting again, where users has to be prompted something if they are doing some work on the app, they need to quit and update using RUM. But we thought JAMF catalog also would do the same job, where we can keep targeted to the device which has the similar Photoshop or any apps on the device. But what question we got is JAMF catalog may not be getting the latest releases of Adobe as immediate as RUM gets it.
No, you have the option of selecting manual now. So you can allow when to install the newer version. So you can select the update method as manual here.
Okay.
So let's say you have once updated them to let's say version ABC dot 123. Now you go and change this to manual. So now it will be allowed by you uh, as an administrator whether the new application versions should be installed or not. It will not automatically update this. And it will start logging the event notification for this one on the device itself. So now let's say we have, I'm just trying to enable this. I'm just loading this and checking the, yeah. So I just want to scope it to, okay, let me scope it to one of the dummy device. Okay. So now you have the option of manually, installing it or maybe, deferring the auto update here. So now only time when there is a new update, you want to go and update, you can go and update that. So that's something new which got added sometimes back. You can, enable this one as well.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
And the
Yeah,
question is,
the manual one.
yeah. So, I mean, does this catalog gets the any minor releases from Adobe? Say now version 2024 has 24.2, 24.3. So does
By
that
default,
immediately
by default, it gets almost all updates. So whatever, let's say 23 was there, if this is fair comparison, let's say if you look here, uh, let's check this one. So let's say we are just selecting 2023. The database for that is ideally the patch management. So let's say we select that application from the list here. So I'm just adding it. So the definitions would be all this that it ideally goes for. So 23, it goes for 23.01 to 2.1, everything that was released, it gets that. So
Okay.
even if it was a minor release, so because this is the core database. So for the app catalog, the end goal is to convert all the patch management manual title which are here, which is close
Yeah.
to 1,000 plus, to
Yeah.
auto app. We only started with the most used application in our database.
Oh, okay. Okay, got
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah.
that's the ultimate goal for us.
Yeah, I think that would help. I think I'll just go through it. Um, Thank you so much, Karan. Yeah.
No problem, Ashay.
Yeah.
Sumit, you were
Actually,
asking something.
yeah, I was asking to Ashay as Ashay, you mentioned about that you are using few applications to manage elevate access. So what are those applications you are using it?
I mean, it is purely from the customer. Like they choose some products and they stay with it. It is not like similar ones in every customer. Something like,
So
Delinea
those
has
are
some.
customized one?
Uh, you mean for the admin access controls, you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, correct.
Yeah, it is customized because it's not something now we don't control anything. So it's just that app will be sitting on the system tray or system settings, and they just go there and click on it, and for the couple of minutes they get the required
Mm,
privileges.
Similar to SAP privilege application, you want to say?
I think it's quite similar. The product what we have is something like Delhi from the Delinea, so it does the same thing. Earlier we used to do all this intervention. Now it's just that we deploy the app, this privilege management app, and then it has all the customized features. So they just go and click on the app feature and they get the privileged access. We don't
Okay.
do much there. So that's where I was thinking if JAMF Connect does this same thing. So
Yeah,
instead of using the whole product again, we can use the existing tool which can do the same job.
true, true. So, yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Great, guys. So you can also try install a meter. Yeah. So if we don't have any other questions, so we can wind up. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for joining us, and then you have a great insights, giving us a lot of information.
Always welcome. Uh, I'll probably try to attend all the monthly huddles, so probably can reach out to you very easily.
Sure.
And also, I will be in Bangalore in July from 22nd to 24. So maybe if you guys are around, we can have a catch up at our office or something.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Definitely, Kavan.
Yeah, then.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye. Again, thank you,
Bye.
Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.